So my daughter on the way to school said, "How come people have to make fun of me for not being a Christian?" And so the discussion began. So you have seen little V, as I call her, in my videos. And so I was taking her to school this morning, and she just randomly said, when we were almost at the school, she said, "Why do people have to make fun of someone who's not a Christian?" First question I had is, who was making fun of you? Who was saying things? Because a kid saying it and an adult saying or judging or making comments about it are two different things that are going to be handled two different ways. And so it turns out it was just what we figure when I tell you that it's just other kids making fun of other kids for not being Christian. So I told her that not everyone's going to have the same kind of beliefs as the other person. And the little kids, they're like 19 years old. They don't even really know what they're saying anyway, outside of what they've been told. So they're not really at the age to really make any judgment of their own, but they're just finding reasons and ways just to tease people that are different, because that's what 19-year-olds do. Now, if it was an adult that I found out was saying that, it would be a whole other story and situation, because that would be religious persecution, my friend. And my wife and I, are not afraid to take it higher when things like that happen, because that is a legal thing to do. That if you feel persecuted, you don't just let it sit. You escalate it until something is done. And religious persecution and laws protect myself just as much as they would protect a Jewish family or a Muslim family, Buddhist family that felt persecuted by the majority, especially if it's an adult trying to pick on a kid, which I won't tell you the story, but that has happened in my family before for other reasons outside of my immediate family, but to my brother, his wife, and their kid. And so I gave her the advice that you saw me mention earlier, that kids don't really know what they're saying, because they're just at 19 years old, they barely understand what 10 plus 10 is. So I'm just saying that they're just going to believe what they've been told and raised, just like anybody else at that age. And so they're just looking for ways to make fun of other kids, and that's just what they do. And so my other suggestion to her was something that she actually mentioned. She mentioned that her other friend, Samantha, is not Christian. And I said, "Well, what is she?" She says, "I don't remember." She said, "But she celebrates Hanukkah." I said, "Oh, she's Jewish?" She said, "Yeah, that's it." And so my suggestion to her is become friends with Samantha. That way they have something in common. They have that definite bond of being the minority in the majority religious area, I guess you could say. So definitely find strength in numbers. And I said to her, definitely become friends. They already are like best friends now. They've been best friends apparently, but that's definitely something you need, strength in numbers, and they can definitely get together. And Samantha knows what it's like to be made fun of as well for not being Christian. Oh, the joys of being in a Christian society in the South. And so I put these vlogs out there for you guys that have little kids that are growing up. Maybe you've had similar experiences, or you're going to in the near future. Hopefully not, but you never know. Just depending as your kids grow up and go to school, that it happens.